My name is Jim Mayfield. I'm president of Sea Systems, and we're here talking about Aquaticar. This is a unique underwater driving experience for guests. Actually, drive underwater. So this is where guests will ride underwater in a created or themed environment. So this is an adventure ride. We're building a system right now that has 17 cars, capacity of 300 guests per hour, and we're taking you on a 4.5-minute journey from a dry load where the canopy pivots open, guests board. Canopy pivots, we set the seating height so that once you're inside the car, the water level is about mid-chest height. So you actually immersed, you feel that water in, that immersion of water. So once you start, it transitions from a conveyor dry load system to where it descends down a gravity feed slope. And once it reaches the bottom of the depth of the water, which is about 9 feet, it starts engaging these air wands about every 6 feet. The air wands are mechanically affixed so that the car, it's unavoidable. It's a track, it's curved. So as the car engages these air wands, it releases air underneath the car. We capture that air. Most of the air is being released underneath these rotors. We're using the uplift force of bubbles to turn the rotors, which is geared to the drive wheels that propels the car along. So we're actually powering this vehicle by air bubbles. So guests ride through the experience. It's steering along the curved track, and at the end of the tour, an ascending conveyor brings the vehicle back to the surface.
We're proud of the relationship. I mean, this is unique to have somebody who's so legendary as Eddie Sotto be working with us to bring his creativity to our designs. We build these products, but the environment and the stories they tell is where we're really needing some assistance. And this kind of legendary assistance is going to bring that storytelling with our innovations to a whole nother level. So we're excited about it. And of course I said yes.
I just started sketching. He couldn't say no. I'm like, hey, here's the first vehicle. We're done. I think in our press kit or something we have some sketches. They're just the first idea. We could do anything. I'm kind of thinking of an Ed Big Daddy Roth surfmobile from the 60s, like Surfite. I don't know, there's all kinds of cool things that we could be doing. Whatever the client wants or they can think of, I think we could probably take it up a notch or two and do something really exciting. So we don't know where it's headed, but that's the best thing about it. That's the cool.
So the first system, the first Aquaticar system is under construction now, and it's going to Saudi Arabia. It'll be, part of it's already shipped. We'll ship everything complete early next year. So you'll see this at a major park next year. And it's a 17-car system. It has a capacity of 300 guests per hour. And we're taking guests on an adventure. So to be able to bring storytelling to a water park is completely different. That's typically what you'll find in a theme park. So we've melded storytelling with a water park ride system. Guests actually get wet. You're dry from mid-chest up. We have narration, we have special effects that are triggered by optical sensors as the vehicle is cruising over the course. So this is a 4.5-minute journey that we'll be taking guests on this whole adventure experience into the Red Sea and a discovery with a lot of surprises. So that's the innovation with this. The fact that we can have triggers and optical sensors and sound inside and all the theming that can be added to the system all of a sudden creates an adventure ride. That's something that's just not found in a water park.
We're just getting started, but imagine hearing that being a designer. You're just going crazy. You're just going nuts with that. Like, when can we touch the car? The good thing is, I see a lot of models of dreams and blue sky here at the show, but you're actually building it. We're building it. I'm like, show me the bubbles. Show me the bubbles, and he does. It's really real. So
it's amazing if you think about it. We're actually using the uplift force of bubbles to power the vehicle. Those rotors in the back of the car, as the car dries over, these air release, these valves are releasing air underneath the car. We capture it. It's continuously feeding air to the canopy for the guests. But primarily, we're using that power to turn these rotors and power the vehicle down the course. That's unique. And that's one of the things
I think it's
so
crazy. I love it. I mean, just to see the bubbles coming to the surface. Imagine the nighttime experience and just the searchlights and the bubbles coming up. And I don't know.
The next iteration, we're already working with Hasbro for a gamification version of this with their Nerf division, where you can actually be cruising underwater, firing. We make this high-speed O-ring bubble blaster that we can fire at targets.
The Nerf difference. I want to meet the Nerf division. Does anybody want to meet the Nerf division?
Yes,
I'm
here sometime later today.
Yeah. No bad ideas. Everything just bounces out of it.
So I think the next level of this is one, it's adventure and storytelling, but it's also the gamification, and that part is really exciting for us.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think also, water parks, we're going to extremes with gravity and speed, and I don't know that that's really inviting more demographic. Older people are really not interested in more speed and higher gravities. So this actually kind of brings multi-generations and guests to be able to enjoy a water park and do something that a grandparent can do with their kids, grandkids.
I haven't heard him say the word fish yet, but the idea of you being able to go in your bathing suit in this thing and not just look through the window like the living seas or something, but you're in the living seas going through the fish. This world around us, that's the greatest show of all, really, isn't it? Truly beautiful. Imagine what you could do and break the third wall of the aquarium. This to me is massive. That's what you've done.
I think it brings authentic. We talk a lot about authentic. The fact that you can actually be in this environment, authentic environment with marine life, I think that brings it to a whole other level of interactive experience too.
Yeah, and education too. You can simulate a shipwreck, do something of a real shipwreck, and really teach history of what really happened in that local area or community. So this, I don't know. You guys can think of yourself.
We're excited about it. If you have any questions. Arthur, you always have questions.
I love that packaging sheet.
Did you say Red Sea? It's going to be themed to the Red Sea?
The adventure experience is related to the Red Sea. Not as much as I can share at this point.
Well, the best work is under NDA.
Excellent.
You guys ready to ride in this experience? All right, you need to get a ticket to Riyadh for next year.
That's right.
So we see this applicable to water parks throughout the world, really.
And tell me about your partnership with Eddie.
So this came from Eddie's coming to IAPA last year. He came across our booth, and I was, honored and quite humbled for him, a person of his stature, to say this is one of the more exciting things that he had seen at IAPA last year. And so we just started talking. We've been sharing, conveying stories together about what we can do, what the opportunities are, and really this is almost like it's a clean slate of creativity, and that really is where I think you shine. All your work history.
For our studio, does a lot of work. It's non-theme park as well. So we do industrial design, we do interiors for private aircraft, we do all kinds of various things. But part of my core team, I worked on the original Atlantis, looking at what Jim is doing here, and I was so excited I couldn't get it out of my mind. It just kept haunting me, this whole thing with this car. I gotta build this. We gotta do something with it. The SottoStudios has been around since 2007. He's in California. I'm in Laguna Beach, California. We're doing all kinds of very innovative things. And I just thought, when you have complementary skill sets, magic happens. And I think that's what we really see here. Is they've got a great show design team that they've been creating diving bell adventures and all kinds of things. A lot of it is stuff that I've wanted to work on for a long time. So I don't know. It's peanut butter and chocolate. And what do you get out of that? A peanut butter cup. And so that's kind of what I was hoping.
And I think we create these ride systems, but they have to operate in an environment, and you especially want an environment that's complementary to the ride system. So if we can be involved in designing the environments that these products are operating in, then I think that brings cohesively the product with the environment together, which ultimately leads to a perfect guest experience or a great guest experience.